$100 as my brother says some stupid stuff. Yo, what's up everybody? So we just got done eating and we are on our way to Fry's to go get some things. I have no idea what, but I know that it's gonna be my external hard drive, and that's it. We're just gonna go look for my external hard drive. I don't care about anything else.
You didn't say good morning, good morning.
I already did good morning, good morning. That was weird.
Oh, god damn.
It's afternoon now. It's like 2:49.
I was waiting. I was about to say, oh, good morning. Can't build that kind of fucking comedy gold anywhere.
It's cold, man.
It's not even cold.
It's cold.
It's hot.
What are you gonna get?
Hurry up and buy.
You want to take the whole wagon? You want to take the whole wagon?
I ain't got time for stragglers. Walk out.
But we don't even need a shopping cart with this. Do we need anything from my hair? G, come back. Yo, what's up everybody? So I'm actually just got home. It's only 5 o'clock, but Vicenta's taking a nap. I guess just because we were driving for too long. He decided that he was going to fall asleep. Plus we were running around. Fry's is a pretty big store, excuse me for burping. We didn't find what we needed, but we do have ideas of branching off into our own realm of everything that we're doing, with the clothing line I should say. So we do have a lot of surprises coming, or things that we're trying to build up to do, but we just want to get more knowledge and try to do everything that would be in our best interest instead of just in our interest, if that makes any sense. Like, we want to make moves that are going to be strategic and that are going to be based off of some kind of knowledge instead of just doing something because we want to do it, if that makes better sense. So since Vicenta's asleep and I know as soon as I move him he's gonna wake up, I figured that I would try to get a little one-on-one time with you guys, or with myself, and just really think about what it is that I've been doing. Because I was talking to my brother and I was telling him that his son, mom, and I have not been seen eye to eye since a week before his birthday, I would say. And she's really been giving me a hard time, like just verbally I should say, over anything, because I usually let stuff roll off my shoulder. I could forget about it like 30 minutes after it happened. Like, who cares? It's not a big deal. I think that the problem that she's having is that she's not able to let things go, so she's harboring them and then resenting me in a way that's not healthy for when it comes to the exchanges that we have with Vicenta. Like when I pass them off to her and she passes them off to me. That's the best way for me to explain it. And since before I was more frequently, I guess that's not really what I'm trying to say. Since now she has been a little bit more involved, especially since Vicenta's been sick and been using an inhaler to get over some bronchitis or something like that, where it's similar or very close to asthma, and we're just really working towards the same goal. She still feels like that I'm being malicious, or that I have ulterior motives behind all of my decision making, behind all of my my messages to her, or whatever it is. I just don't see it. It's so evident that my consistency is always there, that I just can't see how she's trying to break the truth, like, or trying to break my version of whatever it is that I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I could understand from a co-parenting perspective, right? You are half of what it is or what it takes to develop your son or daughter into the woman or man that they're going to become, right? You're half. The less that other parent is in the picture, the more you have to take on in that role. And that's okay for me, because I don't care if it's 100% or if it's 50%. I'll never say less than 50%, and I don't really like to say anything less than 100%. But just talking about time spent, or according to our court docs, or just thinking about it, it takes two, right? It takes two people to make a child. It takes two people to raise a child. I mean, you could do it with one person, but most of the time when situations don't work out because of whatever the circumstance may be, in my situation, what I'm trying to talk about is that it's been so difficult to just stay quiet lately, because it's like you're getting beat with like a vine that has all of these complaints and I don't even know how to say it, demeaning words, like that she's just slapping me with it and slapping me with it, and it's just like, oh my God, like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand where it comes from sometimes. Like the other night I went to go drop Vicente off, and then she just like literally was trying to rip open the door, but I hadn't unlocked it yet. It locks on its own after a certain period of time, but I guess for whatever reason, like, not going into the whole picture that I'm seeing in my head right now, but she's trying to open the door. So finally when I unlock it, like, she like unbuckles it, starts yelling at me, like pulls Vicente out, and I'm trying to get a grasp on everything that's happening, because I have no idea prior to whatever it is that happened, what it was that I did, into her, from her perspective. Usually I could figure it out, and I could be like, okay, let me try to diffuse this, let me try to be the adult in the situation, and try to see both perspectives to be able to find a common ground. But I just couldn't, and it's been like that lately, and I've been talking to my brother and to my mom about it, and it just doesn't make sense, like how I'm supposed to, as a co-parent, how I'm supposed to not see the impact that it's having on my son as a father. And I think that what she doesn't see is that how that could have an immediate impact on our son and a long-term impact on our son, whereas giving him a hug and giving him a kiss goodnight give him an immediate impact. The long-term impact is that he's going to feel loved by us. When she's yelling at me, the immediate impact is that my son, from his, because he's such a happy kid, the immediate impact is that we're having a conversation and we're really excited about it. That's how it seems to look like. And then all of a sudden he starts to yell at me too, and then I can see him like not understanding what he's trying to say or how he's trying to say it, but he's trying to keep up with his mom. And the long-term impact is that he's gonna think that I would feel like the thing that he's gonna think is that it's okay to talk to me like that. And then the other thing that it's gonna be is that that's the way that you have conversations when you're trying to work things out, and it just doesn't make sense. So although I do teach my son to stand up for himself in a way that's gonna be able to compete with others, I do feel like at the same time I'd rather him use this than anything else, because being able to use your brain is gonna take you further than being able to use any other method of reason. So I just all of that is a lot. I understand. I'm just trying to talk it out. I'm just trying to really think about everything that's been happening and talk to you guys about all of the things that I've been feeling. And I know it always seems like I'm pretty calm, and in the moment I feel like, oh man, why did I play into that? But the truth is that I'm really that calm, and I almost feel like sometimes I'm so calm it makes people more mad, and it's upsetting to them even more. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just like trying to analyze everything, trying to think about it from a positive perspective, or trying to understand the other side, because the understanding is what's going to give me the better common ground, and like the better opportunity to find common ground. And I just feel like as an adult, or even as a mediator, or even as a motivational speaker, that when it comes time to being able to develop yourself or to develop somebody, the first thing that you got to be able to do is take feedback, and to be able to listen and really hear what that feedback is trying to do or trying to develop from a personal perspective, right? And I just want that to happen in my personal life when it comes to my co-parenting, my co-parent. So when that doesn't happen, it kind of sucks, and it drains a lot of the energy that I have trying to figure it out, or trying to see where I went wrong, or to think about what I could do differently. I guess it's just a perspective that I have from work that also carries into my own life, that has me feel like that. And I'm just gonna be honest, like 2 nights ago when it actually did happen, or last night, that was weird. That was weird. But last night when it actually did happen, it just felt like fuck. I couldn't sleep because I was thinking it all out and trying to think about what I could have done differently, how I could have maybe come across the wrong way, or whatever it was. But at the end of it, I could understand the points that I was trying to make. And it's easier to think about how you were in the right, and it's very, very difficult for people to think about what it was that they could have done differently, because they might have been in the wrong. So even though I was able to do both of those things, I really felt like the point that I was trying to make was simple. I don't know why it's been so difficult for her to just be civil with me, and not just like, I'm talking about like just talk a bunch to me. I just really don't know how. So that is probably way too long of a video, but I'm gonna probably try to shorten it up. But I remember that I was saying this morning that I did want to talk about some things that were happening at work, but for right now, I don't know why, I just pulled up to the pad and I was just like, I want to get this off of my chest, because obviously I want to talk about it. I talked to my brother about it, I talked to my mom about it, I try to talk to my co-parent only about it, because I feel like it's only our business. But then again, I always say the same thing: seek counsel, put yourself in good counsel, otherwise you're not going to get anything that's going to help you. So when I do put myself in the good counsel, I always make sure to listen and take the feedback, because you're not always going to be wrong, but your perspective of how the situation went down might open up. So as always, if this does make it to be its own video, because I do want to go get some LEDs for my car, some HIDs for my car, I really appreciate all of the views and all of the love, all of the support, because as a co-parent, or just being a parent, it's very difficult to have arguments, and then the arguments are so stupid sometimes, and you're just really, I guess, from what I see of my co-parent, she's just really trying to get a point across that just doesn't even seem like it's relevant, but only to her life. So from a co-parenting perspective, it's just really better to, if you want to conversate in that way, or you want to try to battle it out in that way, to do it on your own, like just to pick up the phone and really battle it out when you have your son or daughter asleep. It just doesn't make sense to do it in front of them just because you're in the heat of the moment. It doesn't seem right. It's not going to give you any kind of good benefit. It's not going to give you any kind of good result, and you're definitely not going to do anything but impact your son or daughter in a negative way from the short-term and long-term effects that it might have. So thinking about all those things, frustrated or not, I am very grateful for everything that you guys are doing to support me in the channel. And I understand, like, sometimes I talk about cool stuff, sometimes I talk about nonsense, sometimes I just ramble, sometimes I talk about things that are going to benefit you at work, sometimes I talk about things that might make sense to you as a parent, sometimes I might talk about things that make no sense to you, and you still tune in and you still watch, and I appreciate every second of that. And I really want to thank you guys so much for just being able to sit with me and listen, because sometimes it feels like when you're alone and you're in your own thoughts, that there is nothing that is going to be more negative on your life than to sit there and just talk about negative stuff or think about all of this bad stuff. Like, geez. But this is the way that I stay positive, is by talking about situations realistically, like just thinking about both sides and just saying the truth about how I feel, saying the truth about what it was that I could have done differently, what it was that I retained from the situation or got out of the situation. Because at the end of the day, everything is a learning experience, and I'm so glad to have spent that time, even if it's bad time, to be able to learn something new or learn something about myself.